A board can be a super valuable resource in almost every bushcraft or survival scenario. Even such small boards can be super helpful if you want to craft a table, a chair, a bench, a wall, a roof or a shelf or whatever. And that's why it's a good idea to know some skills how you can split such boards from a log. Stay tuned. Hello YouTube! Welcome to another project video. Sadly, there is no tree where you can harvest finished boards like apples or nuts. The only natural resource I know where you can get almost finished boards are broken tree trunks. I mean trunks like these, who are broken from the wind or from the snow load. My technique on how to split boards from a log is inspired from an old video from Lonnie, from the YouTube channel North Bushcraft And Survival. The link to his great channel you find here, in the description box below, or at the end of this video. I found a place in my forest where a lot of conifers were felled. I hope we will find what we are looking for. To find a deadwood tree trunk with a straight grain, without side branches and in the right diameter can be a very hard task. I would say at the end of the day you have to work with the material you find, so that's the reality. This would be actually a good log with the right diameter, and in this section we only have a few side branches. The problem from this log is that the bark is still on it, and I can't see if this trunk has a growing rotation. And growing rotation is the biggest enemy if you want to split boards from it. That's why I'm looking for all the logs where the bark is already peeled off and where you can see some cracks. And because of these cracks you can see if this trunk has a strong growing rotation or not. So this log is not that bad regarding the growing rotation, but this one is too old. This one is already rotten. So this is the best log I found in the last 10 minutes. And as you can see, the grain is really straight, these cracks are really straight, and the diameter is okay, not too much side branches, so I would say for this demonstration this is good enough. Don't start with too big logs, it's much easier if you split boards from a narrow log like this. And anyway, I just have a small hatchet in my backpack, so that's why I cut out a piece of this log. So, this is the log, I cut it out right before, and such an old, already dried log has 3 advantages over a green wood log. Advantage number 1 is, on a dried log you can see the cracks, and the cracks showed you how strong the growing rotation is. As straighter the cracks, as better for splitting boards. On a fresh log, who is covered with bark, you have often no idea how strong the growing rotation is. and that's why I like the older ones. Advantage number 2. On this lock, the initial split is already done, and to produce an initial split is sometimes hard work. And advantage number 3 is such an old lock is easier to split than a greenwood lock. At least this is my experience. So what you need for splitting this lock are some wedges, an axe, in my case just have a little hatchet, a mallet or hammer, and I like to use a piece of cord and something for drawing the splitting line. Let's start. First of all, I draw in the extension of the already existing split. Something like this. And now I make the initial split with my axe. For a little bit control in which direction the split goes on the second side, I put in a little stick like this. So, and now I draw in the second side. So I can use the second side. Now I take my cord and connect the initial splits from the flat sides like this. I can draw in my splitting line. So, now I start to hammer in the wedges. So this is the first split. The camera turned off by herself, sorry for that. And now I make this surface a little bit proper. Now I draw in the second side, and I would recommend to make thick boards like this. Wow. Look at these wonderful boards. Perfect. Super. Now I make the same with the second half.
So my friends, this is my work from today. To be honest, I'm a little bit proud on these 4 proper boards. Not every attempt worked that well as this time. I think the key for straight boards is that you harvest a log with a straight grain. And if you make an initial split all around the log, and if you hammer in wedges from all sides, you can influence the splitting direction a little bit. And like this, you get a realistic chance that you get 4 proper boards. Next Friday, I'll show you how to craft a wonderful little table out of these boards. I hope this video was interesting for you. Please don't forget to visit Lonnie's channel, North Bushcraft And Survival. Don't forget to subscribe my channel and see you next Friday. Tschüss!